Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Lucky Dog Podcast. This episode, we're going to be covering Darlington. I'm Ben, driver of the number 28.
I'm Kevin, driver of the number 49.
And I am Wes Graham, driver of the number 2 in the Cup Series.
That is right. We have a guest today, special guest Wes Graham, driver in the GFI Cup Series.
And
Yeah,
don't forget, O'Reilly's last season, he was the champ, right?
I
Oh,
sure was. Yeah,
yeah, you were the off-season champ.
yeah. Got
Congrats
that.
on that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was my first season with everybody, and needless to say, I got hooked. So y'all have stuck with me for a little while, as long as y'all had me. So,
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate Tyler Reddick on his Cup Series victory on Sunday. It was a fun race to watch.
Already 4 wins out of the 6 races.
yeah,
Incredible.
he's on a tear, isn't he?
Yeah, 2311 is on something.
Oh yeah, I love it. See, I'm a Bubba Wallace fan. I got my shirt on and everything right now. So, I've been a Bubba fan since he got into the Cup Series. What was that, 2016, 2017, something around there. The year after Dale Jr. retired, because Dale Jr. was my guy up until then. But yeah, 2311's been on an absolute tear. I wish that he wouldn't have gotten wrecked by his owner there
Mhm.
towards the middle of the race. That'd have been really nice because we had a really fast hot rod in that 23. But I was happy to see Reddick get it, man. After all he's been through last year, it was this is the kind of year that he needs.
Yeah, I mean,
Even coming back after, well, he was having like battery issues. He had to swap the battery out in the car. His cool suit wasn't working. And I think he even went a lap or 2 down. I may be wrong on that, and he still came back and won.
I'm happy for 2311, but I do kind of agree. Bubba Wallace does also deserve a victory. I am a Bubba Wallace fan myself.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite driver, but he's definitely up in my top five. It would be nice to see him win.
Well, I'll tell you this. Basically, if it's as long as it's not Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, or Ty Gibbs, I can pretty much, I can pretty much pull for him any given Sunday.
I can get down with that.
You just got to throw in Larson, and I agree.
See, I respect Larson's talent. So,
I do too. He is a very fast and good racer. And
I
it
can't get past
also
him.
Hocevar going from last to fourth was a pretty cool run. Even especially his livery for this race was pretty cool throwback livery. Seeing that run in the top 5 was cool.
I did not like the livery.
I liked it. I liked the color scheme of it.
I'm about to walk out. What are you talking about?
I
That was
thought
an awesome.
I
That was an
thought
awesome
the
scheme.
it like the idea of it was nice, but I think that it was just a little. I don't like the chili pepper on the side.
Yeah, it was a little. Oh God, I don't even know if I can use those kinds of words on here, but it was definitely something plastered on the side of that car. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like they could have done something a little different with it, but um,
I mean the original had the Wrangler on it. The
oh, well, of
words
course,
written out. So if they just wrote chilies out, I
yeah,
don't think
but
I would have minded it as much.
they already did that on the hood, though. You know,
Yeah, why don't they
and
just swap the two?
well, I mean, they could have. It probably would have made for a better looking car, but um, that's Chili's branding. These
Yeah,
teams are kind of painted into a corner with all of this stuff for these throwbacks if they're even do them anymore. Because this is the first week in 10 years that this wasn't the official throwback weekend of NASCAR. So
yeah. I just think they could have done something a little bit better. It wasn't terrible, but for the hype that it received, I just thought maybe they could have done something a little extra. But in regards to what you were saying, Kevin, Hocevar going from last to fourth, it's kind of expected now. Like he's been having a great season. He's never not in the top 15.
He has been having a phenomenal season, almost winning Daytona and Atlanta. and now going from last to fourth, he's been cementing himself as a good driver recently, especially this year and parts of last year too.
I mean, we're a little biased though.
Yeah.
On to the GFI Cup Series standings and race results. Who won last?
Timothy Rainey
Timothy Rainey
Lewis.
Lewis. That's
Congratulations
right.
to him.
Yes, congrats.
I believe this is his second win of the season. He won Coda, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
hmm
So you raced on Monday. How was your race?
I mean, we kind of stole a really good finishing position. We had a really good points day. Finished P2 behind him, 15 seconds behind, but who's counting? Timmy was just in his own zip code, man. It was kind of it was really impressive. The I'm just not a big fan of the Cup car. It just doesn't fit my driving style the way that I would like it. But um, I'm still having fun with it. We're still getting good results. All of my races that are counting right now are top 5 finishes. So still trying for that elusive win. Definitely got to get some wins in before the playoffs to try to get ourselves situated in one of the top 3 or 4 spots for the chase. So, um, I mean, like I said, we stole a second place. Kyle Hain had a really good car. He was in front of us there for a while. Kyle Purcell had a really good car. He was in front of us for a while. Um, Purcell's luck is just horrible this season, man. He definitely deserves a lot better standing than what he has right now in the points. But being fifth in points right now for myself is it's pretty good considering where we are. But seeing how far Timmy is ahead of us now, we're 47 back, just proves to you how important these wins are and how important they're going to be as we keep racing these next 20 weeks.
Even watching the broadcast, I have noticed that the Purcell luck hasn't been the greatest for them. But like everyone has been, all the races have been super clean. I think at Darlington, I could be wrong. I think there was only like 3 or 4 cautions for that entire race, and they were pretty much all at the beginning. There were later wrecks, but all of them went to the apron, so no caution was thrown out. But it was a lot of green flag racing, which I really like to watch. It's always very entertaining to see the stops and where people come out and the strategies. But yeah, you're sitting in P5. Timothy Rainey Lewis is P1. Then Lucas Martin, Michael Shaw, and Sean Purcell are in the top 5 right now. But I do have a question for you, Wes. If you were to
Okay.
pick one driver right now that could win the championship, who would it be as of right now?
Oof. Oh man, you gonna make me do this, ain't you? Uh, so it's really anybody's game. Like any given week, I've been noticing that some of these tracks everybody's really good at. Some of these tracks, you have a handful of people. Like last week, Darlington, Tim was just absolutely lights out. He's definitely got to be a favorite, if not the favorite, moving on throughout the rest of the season. It just really depends on who gets into the chase and who is in those top 3 or 4 spots. I hope to be one of them. I can't guarantee that, even though I wish I could. But I think Timmy's got a really good chance of taking home that championship belt at the end of the year, dude.
And do you
Oh, it is a
have
belt this
a
year.
yeah, that is, it's like a WWE style belt.
Yeah, sir.
Do you have a pick for what team? Right now the standings are Skewer Cat in first place, you guys in Ajax 1 in second, then Apex, Tag, and Velocity in the top 5.
Yeah, big shout out to the Ajax boys. Steven, um, oh God, Grant, Davis, Nelly's there with us. He's on Tooser, but he still counts. Um, Mitchell, um, Trent, all of the boys been doing really good so far this season. Skewer Cat has just been absolutely dominant there. They're like 82 points ahead of us right now. And in case the viewer doesn't know, the top two finishers for your team in that race score points, and that's how the team standings are done. I mean, you look at it; they've got 3 wins right now. We have 0, so we have a lot of work to do. Apex has got 2. Of course, those are all due to TRL, but um, Skewer Cat is looking pretty tough. It's they keep saying it on all of the NASCAR podcasts. It's an elevator down and stairs to go back up. So we're 82 uh, stairs down right now. It's going to be very difficult to make that up. But Skewer Cat has been really hot here to start off. Racing is racing. Generally, you'll have 3 or 4 different teams IRL that'll get hot at different points in the year, and um, who knows? Maybe Ajax will start getting hot here before too long, and try to battle Skewer Cat to the end.
Well, we believe in you guys. Even though I did pick SCR for the championship and SCR driver for the championship, I still feel like
I picked West, so
it's
it's all right.
especially towards the end and once it gets to the chase, anything can happen.
Oh, 100% racing is racing, man.
And then moving on to the GFI O'Reilly race, we want to congratulate Austin Dan for his win. It was pretty
Another
close
win,
towards the
yeah.
end. I know that Kyle was talking about how they were battling all the way until the end. I went back and watched a little bit of it, and it was a pretty close battle. It looked fun to watch.
Him
I
and Jack
unfortunately wasn't in
Evans,
it.
they're definitely on the fast track to get out of the O'Reilly series.
Yeah, if I were to pick like 3 that would be promoted to the Cup Series, it would definitely be Dan, Jack Evans, or Matthew Davis.
Yeah, those are my 3.
They just all seem they're all fast and they drive relatively clean, and I feel like they could be pretty good prospects for the Cup Series.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with Austin Dan. He's been absolutely bad fast. I got lucky, got around him at Phoenix to steal that win a couple of weeks ago. But he was also dominant at Coda earlier on in the season, and last night, he dominated the race. If Kyle Purcell did not had that big slide out of 4 with a couple of laps before that caution came out, he would have had a good shot. I don't know if the tire difference was enough, but he would at least had a shot. I mean, he was breathing down his neck those couple of laps there.
It was definitely entertaining to watch, and I feel like that was my first time driving that track. I believe it was Ben's first time driving that track also.
Definitely
It,
my
it,
first time driving that track.
it's a scary track.
I was saying it yesterday. I think it's a very fun track to drive. I thought it was way less fun racing the track. Like
I agreed.
knowing like trying to get the braking points right and like hitting a fast lap time, that was super fun. Enjoy driving the track. But once you're behind somebody picking up speed, and you miss the braking point, it becomes a lot less fun.
Yeah, me
But
and
you
the
know,
wall out of 3 had some beef towards the end of the race.
I don't think there was many people besides Austin Dan who had a clean right side on their car anyway.
no, I was I didn't hit 3 and 4 that much. I hit 1 and 2 more because I was always watching my mirror when people were coming up on me.
Hmm.
And I kept losing focus in 1 and 2. Like by myself, no issue. But the moment someone was starting to come up on me, started mirror driving and slam into the wall.
Yeah, one thing you gotta think about when you're at Darlington is you are driving the track. You're not driving everybody else out there. If you want to be kind and let people go, the easiest way to do that is on the straightaways to where you can get out of it and let them go, and then ease yourself back into the turns and stuff. Trying to let people go in the turns is just going to end up in disaster, like it did a couple of times last night. There was a couple of times when we were commentating that I was just like I would not have done that. It's a it's not a good look to be trying to let people go, especially like off of two people side by side coming off of two. That's the worst part on the racetrack to be side by side with
Yeah.
anybody. So you can do it. You just gotta you have to have a lot of trust not only within yourself but within your competitor that you are trying to get around as well. So, this is a beginner league. We all know that. Or at least, we do. So, people are learning and, the next time we come back to Darlington, I don't think the O'Reillys come back. I think they're only one time a year now. But the next time we come back to somewhere that's kind of like a Darlington or somewhere that's hard to drive, take those lessons learned from the last time and apply them, and we'll have a lot better, a lot cleaner race. I mean, 5 cautions in the Cup race, 6 cautions in the O'Reilly's race. So I mean, all in all, not bad. Darlington kind of gets spread out, and everybody gets single file pretty quick because of how hard it is to drive. And then you fall into it's so hard to pass. So
Yeah,
yeah,
this is very hard to pass. I tried to make a pass on the 77 towards the end of the race because I got a little bit too greedy, and then I just got super tight, went up into him, spun myself on his nose. Then I was pretty much out of the race. I think I finished 7 laps down.
Just an average race for ill fated.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, saw you having issues on the front stretch. There was a whole gaggle of cars right there with you, and I think you got into the wall coming out of four, Ben, and it just slowed you up enough, and then you kept getting ping ponged around there.
Yeah, so me and I think it was Shane were exiting 3 and 4. He kind of slid up and bumped me, and I just I tried slowing down. I was like, I'm just gonna let you pass, but I think Mitchell Sundstrom was behind me, and the moment I slowed up, he kind of gave me a very slight tap, because he didn't know I was slowing down, and I hit the wall, bounced, then I let off the gas completely because I was trying to stop myself from going across the track, and Michael Shaw came in, and I think he tried passing me, um, just kind of hit me there. It is what it is. He didn't know where I was going. I don't really blame anybody. It's nobody's fault. Just a racing incident. But yeah, I got caught in it. Can't be upset. It is what it is. But I wanted to ask, are you gonna find yourself in the commentating booth again?
It's possible, I really enjoyed it. Like I was telling you before we started recording. Um, it's been a long time since I went into the booth, and it's been probably 10 years since my first time being in there. I've been on iRacing for 12, almost 13 now. So, we've been around the sim for a long time, and uh I really enjoyed it. So you might see me one or two more times throughout the rest of the year. Maybe definitely towards the chase and stuff, because I'm when we get there, I'm really not trying to mess up anybody else's race at that point, because there's going to be of a lot of racing to be had in those playoffs. So, try to stay out of the way, do the thing. Probably going to race next week in Martinsville, even though I probably should just be in the booth for that one too. But, I like racing short tracks. I don't know. Um,
Do you have any advice from Martinsville, as us at Ill Fated Racing have also not raced there?
dude, Martinsville. All right. So, first things first, you got to figure out the breaking points. Secondly, you got to hope that everybody else has figured out their breaking points too, because there's going to be a lot of bumper tag being played. Um, I would not suggest a bump and run. Would not suggest doing anything. Just try to keep the car as clean as you possibly can. Keep your incidents down, and take care of those rear tires, because you're going to need that drive off in order to make up that time down the straight. So it's a hard one, man. Some people like to diamond it. Some people wrap the bottom curbing, the yellow. It used to be yellow curbing. I don't know what color it is now, but um, it just it's a very tough track. You got to exercise patience. I've never been in a good Martinsville League race. Never. I've never been in a
Okay.
good Martinsville race, period. I did NIS a couple of years ago, and we had 29 cautions and 250 laps.
Oof.
Not fun. I don't want to be doing that next week for 2 nights straight. So hopefully, it's still early on in the season. Hopefully, everybody has their wits about them, and we can get through this race specifically, um, without anybody losing their marbles or going off in the hauler. Because short track racing will definitely do that to you.
Okay, that's good advice. Thank you.
And
I
then
just want to.
to quickly go
Okay.
over the points for O'Reilly's before we move on. Austin Dan in first place with 2 wins. Then you have Matthew Davis, who bumped up a spot after Darlington. He's in second. Jack Evans in third. William Ashworth in fourth. And then I'm sitting in fifth. I got bumped down a place.
Hey, we're in the
Just
same
a
spot.
quick reminder, the league does have a sponsor a race section where you can spend $10 to sponsor a race for GFI. Cliff will provide you with a image, a logo for the race, and you can name the race whatever you want. Helps keep the league running. And there's still the GFI NASCAR Fantasy League. If you haven't signed up for that, please do. You get a $25 iRacing gift card if you win at the end of the season. There's no harm in playing.
And we actually, Michael Nelson is sponsoring our race. I think he's the most recent new sponsor. He's sponsoring Bristol on the 13th and 14th of April. So now that we're
So
done with the race talk, sorry to cut you off again, Ben.
it's okay. It's okay.
We have some like personalized questions for you, Wes, to kind
Okay.
of so we in the community can get to know you. When did you start sim racing, and what got you into sim racing?
Yeah. I got NASCAR '98 for the PS1 for Christmas one year. I know that's not sim racing, but that's like the first touch into any kind of video game racing I've had. I've been a NASCAR fan since I was 3 years old. Um, yeah, I remember NASCAR and playing catch with my dad in a Baltimore Orioles hat. That's the only two things that I remember from like 8 on back. So, but I've been on iRacing for 12, 13. I'm looking at my profile right now. 12 years now. And actually, when I got into it, it was a YouTuber. I've known about iRacing for a while, and but it was a couple of YouTubers, Records Kev and Empty Box were the two that got me completely into sim racing, and that was like when they were peaking over on YouTube and everything. So big shout out to them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, it's been about 12 years since I've been on the service, and I haven't missed a month in those 12 years. I haven't had my subscription relapse or anything. So um, yeah, that's where I got my start.
So, as someone who's checked in on your stream from time to time, I've noticed you use your VR. Um, our teammate Aaron is also thinking about swapping to VR. Do you like what's the preference on VR versus monitors?
So it is all about comfortability. If you're not comfortable with it, you're not going to be comfortable, for periods of time. You're not going to get faster. You're not going to get better, bit bam boom. I've been running in VR. I'm running the original Oculus Rift, the CV1, and I got this 7 or 8 years ago, and I've been in VR ever since. I cannot race competitively without it. I've tried. So it was a big step because I went from a 42-inch TV, just single monitor, in a Driving Force GT wheel, and then got the VR, and instantly I felt more comfortable. It gives you so much more immersion. Your depth perception, as long as it's good, IRL, you'll be good in the VR. The only thing that I can say between them is that monitors are more comfortable, especially if you can get triples. It's either triples or VR. You do not want to be stuck single screen, or maybe you can get away with ultra wide. I'm not a big fan of ultra wide, but yeah, VR. As long as if you have a friend that has VR, try it out before you buy your own VR headset. Because if you try it out and you get motion sick, you don't want to have to have spent $500, $600 on a headset and you can't even use it. It's just a paperweight at that point. So um, but VR is just it's more immersive. I know where my car is at all time when I'm on the track, or at least I like to think so too. Because there are some times where um, I'll clear myself on somebody's nose and don't mean to do that. We've all done that, and we'll all continue to do that as long as we continue to race on this platform. Um, but yeah, VR's been awesome. I love it. I can't do it without it.
All right. I hope Aaron's listening to that. So we also wanted to ask what slash how did you get into GFI? Like, how did you hear about it? Um, you know, do you have friends in here that recommended it?
Yeah, so it's completely by chance. I was just scrolling on the old TikTok and came across it because I had just left a league that I had been racing in for probably about a good 5, 6 years or so. Um, I think my time had just ran its course over there anyway. So um, I wanted to get into a different league, get some new people, have some just I needed to change the scenery basically. So, and one of the things I really like about sim racing is like racing against different people, learning how they race and how I need to race around them, and watching people progress as they get better and better on the service. So, like I said, I was just going through TikTok and I was like, "Oh, this looks neat," and it was like, "Okay, well, you got to wait for a month or two." So basically, I took 2 months off of all of my stuff. I didn't race, I didn't stream, I didn't do anything for about 2 months, waiting for GFI to start accepting people. Um, I liked what I saw. It looked like a group of fun individuals to go out there and race with, and I know I've rubbed a couple people the wrong way and didn't mean to, but um, I'm glad I'm here. I really like pretty much everybody. It's been really fun. It's a really good group of guys, and um, there's a lot of fast guys that are actually in here too. So, if anybody out there is listening, if you're on the fence about trying to join up, don't get off that fence. Join us, man. We like seeing more bodies out on the track. I love a full field, man.
Racing with a full field is definitely fun, especially with people that are from a beginner skill level to intermediate to people who are just like aliens at the game.
Yeah,
It's
we got
it's super
everybody.
fun to like. I think my first time like interacting with you, Wes, on the racetrack was the off-season Dover race, and I was behind you for a bit, and I was trying to follow you, and I just couldn't because I was not fast enough. But even in just that little time, following someone who was like way faster than me, I feel like I improved a lot on that track. Didn't finish well that race,
Is that when
but
you were in third and overcooked and hit the wall?
yeah, it was on the restart. It was I think Cliff, Sean, Purcell, and then me, and I got past Sean on the outside of turn 2, and I got right into the wall, and it sent me ping ponging off the walls.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one way to learn as well. Bardo was you told me yesterday he was following behind me at Darlington on Monday, and he was like, "Dude, I learned so much just from running behind you." I was like, "Yeah, that's the point." You know, if you're not learning anything, you're not getting. If you're not learning anything, you're not really helping yourself out. So like even if you're having a really rough night, you're 20 laps down, something like that. If you can get your car fixed up, to 100%, then get back out there, turn your laps. Seat time. There is no replacement for seat time, and seat time is the only way that you're really going to get better.
Agreed.
Especially, I don't know if you can agree on this, Ben, but since my time joining the league to now, I feel like before, if I got like a top 10 finish, it would be like me winning the race. I was super proud of that. But now I feel like I can consistently run top 10. And I feel like I could never do that before, especially against people who are way faster than me. I've like learned strategy, how to drive the car, the different tracks and the way that people drive. I feel like I just improved so much since joining the league.
Yeah, I definitely see a difference in you.
I
To
also see a
clarify.
difference in you.
No. I'm not saying that for like any compensation. I just meant we were talking about you. I just wanted to clarify. Yeah, no. I mean, your first race. To be fair though, your first race you did get third. So like you set the bar high.
Yeah, but
Um,
it was a road course, and I came from doing iRacing road races, so
yeah,
I had like somewhat of an experience doing it before, and then we went to an oval, and I think I had too much damage. I couldn't finish the race.
yeah. It's just practice, practice. That's all you can do. That's how you get better.
Man's got on a road course, thought he was SVG, got on an oval, and he found out he was SVG.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So how you mentioned, you got NASCAR as a Christmas gift. It was just crazy because I also got NASCAR as a Christmas gift when I was younger, but it was 2011.
Oof.
Loved that game, by the way. Um,
Yeah.
but what was it your parents? Did you discover what got you into actual like NASCAR and racing?
Oh yeah, my dad was a fan, or still is. He doesn't get to watch on Sundays regularly anymore because of his job, but he got me into it, and um, they used to take me to local short track races as a kid, and um, I've always been in love with the sport. There was a time between like right when the Car Tomorrow came out till about I want to say it was like '08 to maybe 11 where I wasn't really watching the races like that anymore. I moved and met my future wife and, you know, all of this, that, and the other. So I was a little bit preoccupado, but, I got back into the sport right before they took the COTs out of it. And, I've been watching it, consistently ever since. I just absolutely love it. And iRacing itself has made me fall in love with all of the different forms of motorsport as well. Like I watched F1 before they decided to put it behind a paywall in the US, and um, I'd watch all of the endurance races, and then it got to be like, well, okay, well, CBS Sports Network's got trophy trucks or off-road trucks, and all this, that, and the other, and watching dirt racing and all of it. If it's motor wheels and it's a competition, I'm watching it. So yeah, definitely dad, and my whole family's really been into it on my dad's side too. My grandma's still in it. She's a Blaney fan now. Dad's gone with Zilich because he can't stand being a Chase Elliott fan anymore. Um,
Good choice.
you, so no, bro. So like I said, I was a Dale Jr. fan at the beginning, and it's like I now sympathize with the people who were junior haters who are now like, I feel the same way about Chase. You know what I mean? So it's like he's good, and I don't mind him, but like it's how is he still the most popular driver? How is Ryan Blaney not the most popular driver? Come on,
The more
it's
and
all
more I watch, the more and more I realize I don't like Hendrix that much. Nothing is they're not like a bad team, but it's just like an overhyped thing. I don't mind Byron that much, but Elliott, I'm not crazy about. Larson, I don't like at all, and I don't have an opinion on Bowman because I can't form an opinion on Bowman.
I also feel like it would be kind of hard for us to hate on William Byron after he won us $200 last year at the Daytona 500.
hey, there you go.
Yeah, he did do that.
He's iRacing alumni. We can't hate him.
Yeah, that was the reason
That
I
is
got
also
into
true.
him. I got into Byron because he went from iRacing to actual Cup Series racing. And I just placed the money because he won, what was it, 2024? And then he won
Mhm.
2025, and I was like, "You just made me 200 and something dollars, you know? You're awesome." I got a
Re-
hat, never wear it.
Real quick, how I got to be a Bubba fan. Me and a couple of buddies were just messing around on iRacing. It was the year that he substituted in for Amarola when he broke his back at I think it was Kansas or somewhere, and he was in the 43, and it was confirmed that he was going there. So I was like, if they swap to a Chevy from Ford, I'm gonna pull for him. Well, like I said, we were messing around, and we're doing Cadillacs at Charlotte, the Cadillac CTSV at Charlotte, just to oval. And we're just sitting there messing around, and then lo and behold, who joins but none other than Darrell Wallace Jr. So that was like, yeah, if he goes to Chevy, that's gonna be my driver. So yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. To have him just join up, race with us, and just hang out. The video's somewhere on YouTube, I think under one of my old buddies' accounts, but it did happen. So that's how I became a Bubba Wallace fan.
Got a good chat with him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a real good dude. I got to meet him at Richmond one year because the Richmond race used to be on my birthday, and now they took away the April date from Richmond, which I am furious about. But it is what it is.
Is that your home track? Like, what's closest?
Yes, that's about an hour and some change away. Charlotte's about 5.
5. Oof, that's far. I mean, so how close is that to Langley?
Oh, I'm 45 minutes up the street from Langley.
Oh, okay. So like, Newport area.
Yeah, yeah, sort of, kind of.
Yeah,
I'm in the 7 cities, but I'm not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
dox myself like that.
No, yeah. I'm not trying to dox. I'm not trying to dox you
We
either.
have multiple friends that live in that area and
you
have
want
talked
my
about
address
Langley.
or? Langley's a fun track to go to. When you go, you got to get the redneck fries, man. Yeah, I've been there. I've been to South Boston. South Boston was a great time. Get the bologna burger. I'm big. I like to eat. So I've been to Charlotte. I've been to Daytona. I went to Daytona for the 2016 500, the one where Hamlin beat Truex by a hair. And I've been to Richmond multiple times too. So I'd like to get out to a couple more tracks. Bristol for sure. Martinsville for sure. Martinsville's still 3 hours away from me. So um, I hate going west. But yeah.
Dover's a good track. I've been at Dover the past 3 years.
Uh,
Very it's usually hot or like super hot or rained out. I mean, that's
yeah.
just Dover though.
They're gonna have to get a points race. I'm not going up there for an all-star race. They kick
Yeah,
rocks on that, dude.
it does suck that it's an all-star race now, but I mean, it's still just it's the closest track. Hopefully next year, I'll be a lot closer to more tracks. But I am pretty sure I'm also going to the 500 next year because it's going to be right around my birthday.
Dude,
Um, so I'm like praying that I get to go to that because that's like the dream race.
it is absolutely electric. If you have anybody in your family that does not like racing or doesn't know about it, you take them to the Daytona 500. Unfortunately, you're taking them to the best race they're ever going to see in their life. But it's just so amazing there, man.
Yeah, the only other I mean, it's basic. The only other track I'd want to go to, like really, really want to go to is Dega. The other super speedway, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's because of the infield. Like the infield is completely unlike anything else, you know?
Oh yeah, the Boulevard, baby.
Yeah. So getting back on topic about you real quick.
I'm
You are
sorry.
a driver for Ajax.
Yes.
How did that come to be?
They were the first people to reach out.
Mm,
and just luckily enough, I had a single digit number because basically everybody on Ajax has a single digit number too. So it just kind of just worked out. Grant hit me up. He was like, "Hey man, do you want to be on a team?" I was like, "Sure, why not, dude?" And the rest is history. Um, yeah, it's been pretty
um,
fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, every time I get wrecked out, I usually check on other people's streams. I've popped in a few times, and you guys are usually cooking pretty hard.
Yeah, appreciate that, dude.
It's
Um,
always fun hopping between streams and hearing hearing how different the comms are and like how you guys are communicating and talking, because if you ever tune into one of my streams, we are not talking about the race at all. It is just
No,
jibber jabber or
it's
randomness.
pandemonium. It is hard to focus sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, you get the different perspectives on all the drivers when you check other people's streams. If whoever's watching, if you ever do get wrecked out, I recommend it. I've seen Kyle Purcell. Yeah, he opened some cases on CS:GO in between laps during cautions. That's always fun. Um, Keeps it entertaining. But everyone has their own little thing going on. Just spread some love if you get a moment.
Oh yeah,
And
sure.
I want to ask one last question. You've
All right.
mentioned that you enjoyed everybody, and how the league is going, all that. You plan on staying for a while?
Yeah, as long as y'all have me. I've been having a really good time. You know, it's really good, hard, clean racing in all four series. The road stuff has been really fun to try to catch up with Steven and Friday. The IndyCar stuff was a lot of fun. It sucks that not more people didn't show up for that. Um, I, the
Tonight?
ARCA's fun, but again, it's another NASCAR thing, and the IndyCar. I was really excited about that, and it
Can I
sucks that that
comment
got
on
shot
that real
down
quick?
early. Yeah, go ahead.
So, I enjoyed the IndyCar race, right? I did it maybe like the first three races. I didn't map anything out. Like I didn't feel like going through the settings and mapping individual buttons to like the boost and everything. I didn't mind it. I wasn't like upset that I couldn't do it. I just didn't care enough to map my wheel out. But nothing against my teammate Kevin here. He made a promise to me that we would do all of the races, and then the two after that, he immediately didn't do, which kind of was like why I stopped doing it, because it went from like we're gonna do this the whole off season to not being able to race with my teammates. So I just kind of, I'm not saying he's the reason I fell off of it and why it crashed, the whole
That's what he's
series
saying.
crashed,
That's what he's saying.
That's exactly what
but
you're saying.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Because the first race, I mean, I finished fifth. I was having a great time, and then it just kind of, without a teammate, I didn't see the point in doing it. It was supposed to be for me and him.
Yeah. Well, see, the reason I was so excited for it is because like all of the officials, I have no luck in open wheel officials. So like I basically, I mean, I'm either wrecked on lap one or wrecked on the last lap. I very rarely get to finish an open wheel official. So and they've changed the car a tremendous amount since the last time that I actually like seriously raced it. So going back to the buttons that you were talking about, I was sitting there setting buttons I didn't even know I had. Like it was ridiculous, and it was a lot of fun. It's a really fun car. It was super drafty. That last race at Texas, I think we ran, was absolutely amazing. I didn't realize after the race I had it on a different engine map than what I should have had it on, and I probably could have won the race because I was only going with about half engine power towards the end. I was on like engine map 4. You need to be on 1 for full power, but um, it was a lot of fun. It really sucked that had to go away, but the ARCA has been pretty decent as well. So I think we've won 2 races out of the 3 we've had so far. So I do like that ARCA car.
Yeah,
The,
you
the, the
mentioned
ARCA car is fun. I want to start doing the ARCA stuff again and race ARCA in the league, but every Friday, all our friends get together and we play games, so then it never happens. Hopefully tomorrow I can join up in the road league again. I was going to race last week, but then we postponed the podcast recording to Thursday, so I couldn't. But I like the TCR cars. I like front wheel drive racing, so maybe I'll try tomorrow.
Yeah, that race last week was the first one that I've ran besides the Roar before the 24 in a TCR, and boy, howdy, do I have a lot to learn.
Yeah, front wheel racing is a completely different animal.
Oh yeah.
Kevin, any other questions you would like to ask?
I don't have any more. We hit pretty much hit all our points.
Yeah, I feel pretty satisfied in my questions that I asked.
I have that effect on people.
Do you have any questions for us, Wes?
um, I mean, honestly, no, not really. It's been pretty nice to get to talk to y'all and get to know y'all a little better. I know we see each other on the track occasionally, but it's I don't know how long y'all been doing iRacing. Honestly, like when did y'all start?
Oh, I have to pull that up. I want to
I
say
started
2 to 3 years.
I
Okay,
started as of March 25th. I opened my iRacing account last year yesterday.
all right, sweet.
I've
So
And
been at it for 2 years, but I've been consistent for probably about a year.
yeah, he's way more consistent than me. Nowadays, I mean, what was it? Last season, like the official season, I maybe did like 2 races, got crashed out in those 2 races. I don't remember, but I ended up D-ranking, um, down to I guess D level again or
yeah,
D class. And it's
yeah.
like I don't even race enough to want to go back. I just mainly do the GFI stuff because it's fun. Um, so all in all, I would say I've raced maybe 2, 3 months worth out of that year.
Ain't too bad. If y'all been enjoying it, you keep coming back. So I hope y'all are.
I love it.
This is like every Tuesday is like we have to race. Like Ben wanted to one day. He's like, I don't know if I want to race or I want to play Counter-Strike 2. And I said, you have to race. I said the GFI race is temporary. Counter-Strike 2 is forever.
I didn't even race that day.
Yeah, you did. Oh yeah, because you,
No,
you
that
you
was the
you
that was
did
the
end up
Ant
missing
Mission.
it.
I haven't
I
played
even
CS since before it became CS2.
You don't even need to play it. It's not even. You're not missing much.
I sold some skins a couple of months ago, made a couple dollars.
That's what's drawing me. I'm a fan
That's
of
a
sports
gambling
betting.
man.
I'm a gambling man. That's what keeps me in.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. Apologies for being long-winded on some of the things, but I tend to try to be an open book. So anybody ever wants to ask any questions or anything, hit me up in the DMs, dude. I'll try to see if I can help you out, figure out what you need to be working on, or if you want to be working on anything, or if you just want to say hi, how you doing. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to like gatekeep secrets from the sim from anybody. I don't care if you're a teammate or if, you're just random Joe Schmo that just joined in. If you have any questions, you want to try to get faster, I'll see if I can help you out. I'm gonna be trying to take the 41 under my wing a little bit here, see if I can't get him running a little bit better than what he's been running. He's been having a lot of bad luck. There's a lot of guys that have a lot of bad luck that end up at the back of the pack that have speed. It's just they end up putting themselves in situations that they really don't need to be in that early on in races. So
We mentioned Nick. Nick had some bad luck recently.
yeah, he has too, and the Vegas deal. I talked to him and I told him, hey man, you can't do that. But here's what you need to be doing. Here's what 95% of the time is what's going to be expected of you here, and this, that, and the other. It's just it's a lot of different varying skill levels in here, which is awesome, because you get to help them become better.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I speak on behalf of everybody on the league. We're happy to have you here and excited to continue racing with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Lucky Dog Podcast. As always, we have a little outro for you. This week it's going to be Waka, Flocka, Flame. No hands.
Damn. Got me in a trance.